let me tell you, Throut,
Mm-hmm.
nothing prepares you for 8:36 p.m. on a Wednesday
Mm-hmm.
when your child comes walking up to you with their head down, looking all sad,
Mm-hmm.
and says, "Mommy said I had to tell you that I spilled Kool-Aid all over your side of the bed."
Yikes.
Just there's a lot of questions. Why? Why was there Kool-Aid on our bed to begin with? That's like one thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Why did it spill? Like, where am I sleeping tonight? Where?
I said, I've made this observation before that kids are the best, and
Mhm.
they're the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah.
Wait
So,
until they drive and need money for everything.
yeah. So, anyways, that was my enjoyable evening last night. Trying to.
Sorry.
It's. Here we are. Anyways, what is today? Thursday? I think. Yeah. Sounds
Sure.
about right.
Why not?
Sure. Why not?
I don't know. I don't know.
I think it's Tuesday in Mexico.
We have two kinds of pillows, so we switched last night, and the pillow I slept on last night was like sleeping on a brick.
Hmm.
So I'm going to hum that thing over the balcony when I get out of here, and then we'll never use it again, because what is that? I don't know. So I slept poorly, I think it's what I'm trying to say.
I mean,
I think it's the block they used to use when they would cut people's heads off. It was like a
God.
kind of a thick, non-pliable surface.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was a Woolworth special of some kind.
Woolworths.
I don't know.
Wow, that's a name I haven't heard in a while.
Yeah. Well, come to Mexico. There'll be lots of names you haven't heard in a while. But including Sears is also a going concern in Mexico. Yeah.
Like they have actual Sears?
Oh, yes. And they're quite extensive. Actually, Woolworths is too. They're pretty big.
What about Kmart?
I have not seen. Well, have I? No, not that I know of.
For some reason, I think Kmart's big in Australia.
Yeah. Brands, persist.
Yeah, in weird ways.
Sure.
Anyways, here we are. It is a Tuesday. Everybody's charging more money
Thursday,
for things.
right? Thursday.
Thursday. What? As you can see, the Kool-Aid has.
You got caught up in your own
I know.
nonsense.
What is?
Anyway, yes, Thursday.
Tuesday. Whatever.
Don't
Day
make this
starts
week
with-
keep going, please. I can't do this anymore.
Anyways, Disney's jacking up the price of their service. I think in it's either October or November, sometime in the
Yeah.
last year.
I like how they hid that by saying, "Hey, we're going to have an ad-supported tier."
Mm-hmm.
Didn't it start at like $5 a month or something
Yeah.
when it started? So I don't know. You would know, maybe 2-3 years ago,
Yeah.
something like that. And what is it going to be? $10.99?
Yeah.
So they were like, "Hey, all the big guys are doing it." Oh wait, we are the big guys.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, that's the $5 era has come to an end. The only one I think still holding out is Apple TV. So.
Yeah. Yep. And I think that's a content issue. Although they're already at a good point. I mean, from a quality perspective,
Mhm.
I feel like they could make this shift.
Yeah. For All Mankind wraps up this week with a
Mm-hmm.
effectively a movie. I mean, it's 90 minutes, so that could have been 2 episodes, but
Interesting. So you've been watching the new season?
oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait till it's done. What night is the new show? The new episode?
Season 3 of For All Mankind?
No, like what night does each episode debut?
Oh, Fridays.
Fridays, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We just started watching The Lincoln Lawyer, since we're talking about TV.
I've not watched that one.
It seems okay. We only watched one episode, but
Yeah. Either way, other things that came out yesterday were the fact that Microsoft says that Sony is paying to keep games off of Game Pass. So, you got that.
yeah, it kind of puts Sony's complaints about Call of Duty in perspective, huh?
Yeah.
Like, let's
Yeah.
balance what we imagine might happen with what is really happening.
Mm.
Yeah, that's interesting. And that shows you a lot about what Sony really believes about cloud streaming and the future of gaming, right? I mean, they're obviously, they just relaunched PlayStation, what's it called now, or Plus, or
Yeah.
whatever stupid name it is, and it's supposed to be a little more competitive with the Game Pass stuff, but this is definitely where the world's going. Sorry, everyone who hates subscriptions, but this is definitely the future.
It's also the future of the emoji, apparently, because Microsoft is open sourcing their emojis. So
I refuse to even acknowledge this story, but please keep talking.
they've also brought them to Teams, and they, in my opinion, they're
course they
terrible Teams. I'm not a big fan of them. But,
That's what I need. You know, it's bad enough we have meetings that are three times as long as they need to be, but maybe that we could pepper them with emojis.
Yeah, whatever. You know what I was thinking about? And I honestly do not know the answer to this.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of years ago, Microsoft made a big deal about having a universal clipboard across your PC and your phone. I thought it was coming via SwiftKey. That sounds right.
Yeah, the original. Remember, they originally did it via. Yeah, the Microsoft launcher, I believe, had this functionality. So if you used that on a whatever phone, or if you, I guess if you got to, I think Duo must have a Microsoft launcher. But I thought they really scaled that back, because remember that launcher also supported timeline.
Yep.
I don't remember the details. I never really got into Microsoft launcher. I tried lots of times. I just really couldn't deal with it. But yeah, Swift. I think you're right. I think after the Microsoft launcher plan kind of fell apart, SwiftKey makes more sense. You're going to reach more users that way. But yeah, I mean,
if anybody knows,
I've not heard about that. Yeah.
It's not a big deal. I was just more curious because I ran into it a couple days ago. I was like, man, right now my work.
They scaled back the sync stuff pretty bad. Like Windows 11 now syncs a lot less than Windows 10 did already. You know, timeline's gone. Universal clipboard. I think the biggest thing with clipboard in Windows, and this is 10 or 11, is that multi-item clipboard you can enable, but it's not enabled by default.
I use all the time.
Yeah, that's a great feature. I can't easily use a keyboard, so I can't go look at it. But yeah, that's interesting. I have not heard about that in a while.
No, I'd be curious if anybody's listening uses it. It's not a big deal. I was just, my workaround now is what they did in Teams. Teams is you can now message yourself. Which people are probably like, why would you ever do that? Well, a perfect example is, you're going to move stuff between this laptop and my phone, just drop it in there and the text just, whoops, right on over.
So I'm just looking at Windows 11 now. There is, in fact, when you enable clipboard history, which is that feature, a multiple item feature, you gain an ability called sync across devices. And you know, Microsoft, if anyone who pays any attention at all to Windows, has a rich history now of not referring to PCs as PCs. They call them devices. But this is how they describe this feature. Paste text from your PC to supported devices. So that suggests to me, first of all, they specifically use PC. This might be one of the only times in the Windows UI where they actually use that term. But I think they did it on purpose to make that devices bit at the end a little vaguer, meaning maybe not just PCs.
Well, either way, I can tell you that the clipboard doesn't sync because I have pinned items upstairs that I use every day. Like for the podcast example, like subscribe, like on all the links, like it's pinned in there permanently. The pinning doesn't sync over to here. Oh well, doesn't matter.
Interesting. Okay. Well,
yeah.
It should. It should. You know, just like when you turn on, change from the default Windows sound scheme to no sounds, that should stay too, but it doesn't.
Or maybe your wallpaper and your start menu settings and.
No, the big concern when they started doing that stuff, actually that dates back to Windows 8, was the thought that they will obviously improve this over time to add more things. Like it was never really clear what it meant to sync some Windows settings, you know. And no, they've obviously given up on this. They've just stepped right back from it. So.
Yep.
I don't know.
Anyways, that's the big stuff, I guess.
Well, just on to the Disney Plus thing that we spoke about earlier. The big news there to me, in a way, other than the price increase, is when you add up all of their services, not just Disney Plus, but ESPN Plus and Hulu, both versions, I guess. They have as many subscribers as Netflix, like almost exactly.
It's like 157 million or something like that?
I think 152 is the number for Disney Plus, and I think, I'm doing this off the top of my head, but I believe it's 202-ish million or 207, somewhere in there.
Wow.
For the combined services. Yeah.
That's a lot of people.
I mean, that's basically more than, I don't know how many households in America. We know the figure for people, but that's got to be more households than there are in America, right? It's something like that. It's
a lot. I mean, that's...
Yeah, it's a big number, whatever it is. Yeah.
Makes you wonder, are they, which I'm assuming the answer is yes, are they making more money through this offer now than they did previously when they had all the cable bundles? And not that they don't have that stuff anymore, but it was more exclusive.
So actually, so Disney is losing money on these things right
Are
now. Yeah, and part of it is, I don't remember the exact reason for each service, but the expensive content is the big thing, right? So one of the big battles now between the big services, and I would include Apple TV in this only because they are going to be, if they're not today, one of the bigger services, right? They're making a big push. It's just everyone's spending a lot of money on content. You know, like HBO Max has this really expensive Game of Thrones thing coming. Amazon has this really expensive Lord of the Rings thing coming. Netflix is always doing really expensive things, whatever. You know, Disney is Marvel and Star Wars. I mean, like, I don't think it gets any bigger than that. So they're all in a race against each other to get the best, biggest, you know, whatever shows. So it's a, I don't know, it's a good but confusing time for consumers. But I don't see these things consolidating anytime soon. Do you think, like?
No, I mean, someone have to buy Netflix? I mean,
right, that's what I mean. Like, if you think about each of these businesses, they're all pretty humongous.
Yeah, I mean, who's buying Apple? Like,
no, nobody's buying. No,
right.
No, there's the European Union couldn't buy Apple. No, but I mean, like, I think of them, the only one that would make sense as an acquisition would probably be HBO, right?
Yeah. Amazon's
maybe
too big.
Yeah, Amazon and Apple are completely safe because of what they are, and then, you know, Netflix, I'm not sure what they're worth actually, but
Paramount could be snatched up too.
Yeah, I'm talking about the tier A. Yeah, on the next step down, those things, those. I don't know what's going on there. It's like, for all the complaints about cable TV, at least you had one place to turn on with a remote and click around. Like, having a different service for everything is not great.
Nope.
Not great.
But we're pretty great.
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.